Guys, it's Diane and welcome to another video broadcast. Tonight we are going to be talking about the 3 things that will cause you to fail at intermittent fasting. So if you are new to me here on Facebook, please take a second to hit that like button so you'll be notified when I do future live broadcasts. And if you're joining this on a video via YouTube, please take a second to hit that subscribe button so that you will be notified when I upload a new video. I try to upload new videos every morning by 5:30 in the morning, so you'll have them first thing when you wake up in the morning. And always feel free to leave those comments either here on Facebook in the live broadcast or in the rebroadcast, and again on YouTube. I personally go in and read all your messages, and I have to tell you that over the last couple of days I have been completely overwhelmed with how open you all have been with sharing your stories and your struggles and really trusting me as a complete stranger to and inviting me into your life and with what you're sharing with me and with an opportunity to kind of jump in with us in our May group. So I've just been absolutely overwhelmed, and I feel totally blessed to have all of these conversations with all of you either on YouTube or Facebook. So thank you so much. And if you want to share something with me and you want to keep it private, definitely feel free to private message me. I get all of those and answer those messages as well. If you know of a woman who is trying to intermittent fast or someone that you would like to bring on this journey with you, definitely feel free to share this broadcast and you can invite them in with us on the conversation tonight. And part of what we'll be discussing tonight will be kind of sharing with our girlfriends what it is that we're doing. And so it would be a perfect opportunity to go ahead and share if you feel like one of your friends might benefit from intermittent fasting or joining a community like this. So if you are new to me, I just want to briefly kind of share a little bit about who I am. My name is Diane. For the past 25 years, I have been helping women kind of figure out nutrition plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best, and most importantly, live their most authentic life. And for me, the past couple of years, that has been done through intermittent fasting. And it started happening for me, my kind of dipping into intermittent fasting when I turned 47, and I started to have some very serious health issues and some struggles with losing weight and just kind of keeping the fitness level and the energy and vitality and all those things that I really wanted to have. I'm an older mother. I have a daughter who's 10 and a son who's 16. And so it's been very important for me and kind of my passion to make sure that my family stays healthy so that my husband and I can stay energized and healthy and be around for our kids. And when I felt like I was losing that, I really had a hard time for a couple years. And so I started following people who were intermittent fasting and kind of felt that it was one of those things that I didn't feel like I really fit into that category, because a lot of the people who were talking about intermittent fasting were a lot younger than I, and oftentimes they were kind of bodybuilder type men in the gym, and I just couldn't wrap my head around how I was going to fit into that community. And the deeper I searched and the longer I searched, I ended up finding a community of more on the healthcare side of intermittent fasting, and really dove in hard and studied intermittent fasting for a year and read a stack of books and watched hours and hours of videos and read a bunch of case studies and some scientific data that backed up intermittent fasting and how it can be used for anti-aging purposes and to really regain your health back. So I dove in and started practicing intermittent fasting, and I struggled with it for a very long time, and I failed at it for a very long time, but I was determined to make it work for myself. And in the course of me finding my own way with intermittent fasting, I developed a course for women so that you didn't have to go, or you don't have to go through the struggle and the time frame that I went through to really be able to incorporate intermittent fasting for yourself if you are kind of at that point in your life where you're ready to kind of throw your hands up and quit everything that you're doing because it's no longer working for you. And if you feel like the way you're feeling is not what you're happy with and you don't know if there's any other options for you, I can tell you from where I'm sitting here today at 50 years old that there are options for you, and there's ways that you can turn your health around and turn all those things that you're struggling with around and make them work for you instead of against you. And so that's why we're here tonight. And I want to kind of share with you kind of some common things that I have been in dialogue with women, and I've been talking to hundreds and hundreds of women over the course of the past year with intermittent fasting. And there's 3 very common things that come up with intermittent fasting that I find as like signals or alerts to me, or red flags, or however you want to kind of name those things, but they kind of make me waken up or alert a little bit when I'm talking to someone and they're talking about what they want in their journey and what they're doing with intermittent fasting and why they're struggling. And the first thing that will cause you to fail at intermittent fasting is your own self-doubt. I can tell you through all the research that I've done that the science is there. They have done the studies. There are people openly talking about all the things that intermittent fasting has done for them. I openly share my story with you here in social media, and I will have a private dialogue with you if that's what you'd like, and I can share a little bit more intimately what it was that I was going through, some of the things that I've been able to help women with as far as getting their health back and getting their life back, and getting who they are back. And it's there, like the proof is there. And so if you really go into this doubting that it's going to work for you, then I'm going to guarantee you it's not going to work for you. But it's not because intermittent fasting doesn't work, but it's just because you haven't had that conversation with yourself where you've put your mind and your body in like the same sort of path, and that your body needs you to do it, but your mind and your heart are kind of not all in. And that will be really that thing that's going to roadblock you and keep you from being successful with intermittent fasting, because it's not difficult to do. And when you get the science explained to you, which I do the very first week of my course that I do with women, when you get that laid out for you, why it's so common sense that we all should be intermittent fasting and what the science proves that it does for you, and you believe it, your body will follow you. But your body's been through kind of this hellish sort of experience with you. I'm saying that from myself as well, because we've followed all these crazy diet plans and we've done all this crazy extreme exercising, beating our bodies into the ground, hoping that this will be that thing that finally works for us. And yeah, it works for a little while, but it's not going to make you healthy. It's not going to increase your vitality. It's not going to help you, fend off the aging process. It's going to help you lose a few pounds. And after you lose a few pounds, I mean, that kind of gets old after a while. The novelty of that wears off. And then you kind of go back to your old ways, and then you put on another 10 pounds, or maybe you lost 10, and then you put 15 on, and then you're looking for the next diet. And so our bodies aren't ready to trust us yet, because you jump into intermittent fasting, and your body's like, I don't know, how long is she going to stick with this? Or, or what kind of torture is she going to put me through? And it takes a little while for your body to actually trust you again. And if your mind is in doubt that this is going to work for you, then your body following you takes even longer. So one of the things I really ask women to do when I kind of hear that dialogue of self-doubt is to sit down and just have a conversation with yourself. Like, if you have to do it in front of a mirror, do it in front of a mirror. If you do it during a time when you're meditating or praying or whatever it is that you do, just have a really open dialogue with yourself and just promise your body that this is going to work for you, and that you're going to give it however much amount of time that you need to give it to work, and that you're going to do your best, and that you're not going to beat yourself up over it, but that you're going to really trust the process. I guarantee your body's going to follow. So if you can just eliminate the self-doubt, you're almost already there with success with intermittent fasting. Now all you have to do is put the protocols into practice and just experiment with your body. And next thing you know, you're an intermittent faster, and you have all those things back that you thought you could never, ever get back with your body, your health, your energy, your aging, whatever it is that you're struggling with today, your hormone balance. You'll get it back, but you have to believe that you'll get it back. And so if you can eliminate the self-doubt, then you're already on your way to being successful with intermittent fasting. The number 2 reason that you were almost sure to fail at intermittent fasting is that you're going to be stuck in your old ways and not open yourself up to learn something new. I'm 50. I was 47 to 50 when I was going through this process. I am a health and fitness coach. I am personally responsible for doing some of this damage to women, that every 6 hours or every 2 hours you're supposed to eat, and that you need to eat 6 meals a day. And as soon as your feet hit the ground, you need to shove some carbs in your body so that you can get through your workout, and you need to have a pre-workout and a post-workout, and you need to fill your body with all these stimulants and artificial this and artificial that to get you through your day. And it's not true. It's just not true that that works. And so you have to open up your mind that if whatever you're currently doing or you have been doing through the course of your adult woman life is not getting you the results that you know you should be getting, then you got to let go of that belief system and be willing to open up your mind and try something new. And that took me a long time. That's part of why it took me 2 years to really get the results that everyone was advertising that you could get with intermittent fasting, because I teach what was wrong. I taught women to eat every 6 hours. You can go back into my YouTube channel and see videos where I insist that you go buy an insulated lunch bag from Target so that you can carry your food around with you, because heaven forbid you go 2 hours and 1 minute without eating a meal and your metabolism is going to stop on you, and you're gonna starve your body and put on all this body fat. And I'm responsible for teaching that to people. How was I going to change my own mind about that being correct when I professed that to other people? And so I had to really let go of all of those things that I had been trained on and that I had believed in for so long and I have taught for so long, and really open up to my mind to the fact that you don't need breakfast to start your day. Like, the best thing you can do to start your day is have a glass of water and just get on your way. And that you don't have to eat every 2 hours, and that you're not going to screw up your metabolism. Everything that we learned, the opposite is actually the truth. So you've got to be willing to just kind of take out everything that you've been practicing, take out everything that you've learned, take out everything that everyone has been preaching to you, and really trust the science. Trust what our bodies are developed and designed to do on their own without us interfering. And as soon as we stop interfering with our bodies are like amazing, amazing machines that are designed to take care of ourselves. Like, we don't really need a whole lot of intervention to be healthy, but we mess it up. We get in the way of the process. We actually stop the process from doing what it's supposed to do naturally. And so if you can open up your mind and just trust the system for a week, like, it literally takes 1 week of understanding the science behind intermittent fasting, running your body through the test, and you will see results that are just going to absolutely blow your mind. So the number 2 reason that most women or most people fail at intermittent fasting is because they can't let go of their old belief systems and try to adopt some new ones. Number 3. So the number 3 reason why most people, or women especially, quit intermittent fasting is because they have a lack of a support system. They have a lack of a community of like-minded women. And we all know that women can be very nasty to each other and very spiteful and not very warm and welcoming, especially in an environment where women are trying to do good for themselves and maybe the other woman doesn't have that same ability or courage to step up and do some things that are good for her. And so a lot of women quit intermittent fasting because they're afraid to share it with their other girlfriends or their family members, because it's so against the grain of what we're supposed to do as a society of human beings. And so you keep it secret and you struggle in silence, and it gets to be overwhelming and you end up quitting. So having a community of like-minded women is probably one of the most important aspects of what we're doing in our groups online with our intermittent fasting for today's aging woman group, because we share our stories and our struggles, we share our victories, and we cheer each other on, and we don't judge, and there's no spitefulness. And if that's the thing that you're missing, then I strongly encourage you, if you're not a group type of person, you don't want to jump in with a bunch of strangers, like, find a woman or 2 that you can confide in and ask them to support you and ask them to maybe jump in with you, because having that support system is really probably the most important aspect of any of this. Because I know I kind of went through it alone because I didn't know what the heck I was doing and I didn't know what was wrong with me at the time. And my support system was sort of YouTube videos and research papers and textbooks that I was reading. And it was kind of a lonely time because I didn't really want to share what I was doing because I wasn't really sure of what it was exactly that I was doing. And now that I've proven that it works and I understand how the body's chemistry is working and I understand why this is so important for women and all the amazing things that it could do for it, like, I seriously want to stand from the rooftops and just shout it out. And that makes a huge difference. It makes me want to be even better at what it is that I'm doing with intermittent fasting, and it makes me want to reach out and try to help as many women as I can, because we deserve to have that support system. We deserve to have this sort of sisterhood of people who are willing to support us and love on us when we have a bad day or when things aren't going right. And that will be that thing that will really get you through when things get tough, because the reality is life happens. And when life happens, it's so easy to let ourselves down in lieu of letting someone else down. And so if you find that you kind of are in that situation, or that is that thing that kind of makes you jump ship on something that you know is going to be good for you, then find a support group. And if you don't have one in your circle of friends, jump in with us. And we have probably about 150 women that are going to be jumping in with us in May, and I guarantee you will be leaving with a best friend or two. And it'll be somewhere around the world, because we have women from Italy joining us, and Croatia and the UK. And I mean, it's limitless what we're doing. And the power of strong, healthy women is something that we can't deny as being what our world needs. We need a world full of strong, empowered, healthy women, and we do that so much better together as a group than against each other. So quickly in review, the 3 top things that will keep you from being successful at intermittent fasting is 1, self-doubt. Believing that you're the only woman that it's not going to work for, or believing that you're not, I don't know what it is with women, but we almost feel like we don't deserve to feel good, or we don't deserve to have that body that we want, or we don't deserve to live the life that we dream about living. And I can tell you, you do. And I know that now that I'm in that place again, it's the most amazing place to live in, and you will never want to give it up once you have it. So you have to believe you deserve it, and that you have to envision what it's going to feel like and look like and smell like, and what it's going to be for your kids when you have all that energy back and you're healthy. Like, go off that and just trust that that is what's going to happen for you. And I trust you that that's what will happen if you just stick that out. The number 2 reason most women fail at intermittent fasting is we're stuck in our old ways. We still believe that waffles or a bowl of cereal and some oatmeal in the morning is the best way to start our day, and it just is not scientifically proven to be true. And the truth is, we need to start our day the healthiest way that we possibly can. And in my opinion, that's with a bottle of mineral water and sticking it out until you have a nice long eating window or fasting window where you can get your body into that fat adaptive state and really burn through those glycogen stores and start tapping into that fat that you don't like hanging around, and learn how to fuel your body off of just your own body systems. And we teach you all of that in the very first week of our course. The number 3 reason why women fail at intermittent fasting is because they don't have a community of women who will support them and who are like-minded in their ways and what they want to live, or how they want to live their life. And I don't know how it's happening, but we are gathering up this community of women who are already in our Facebook group, because our Facebook group is already up and running before our course starts, so that we have some time to kind of hang out with each other and tell our stories. And I spend hours in that group just reading everyone's stories, and it's so touching to me. And it's amazing what women are willing to share, and how vulnerable and open we can be when we're in a group of people that we can trust. And we're absolute strangers still in that group. And you'll find someone who's going through the exact same battle that you're going through. And it's amazing how we stop feeling so alone and so beat up when we know that there's someone else out there going through the exact same thing. So if you can believe that those 3 things that I just talked about don't have to be you, you can be successful at not only intermittent fasting, but anything that you want to have out of life. So if you're on the fence about jumping in, or you've watched all my YouTube videos and you don't know what to do next, just join us. It's 30 days. It's a very minimal amount of money. What you will leave with, education-wise, as far as your body as a woman, what you will leave with education-wise about aging, what you will leave with as far as a community of women that you will probably stay in contact with in social media forever, is priceless. Like, you can't even put a price on that. So I think you'll be more than happy with what it is that you leave with once you make the decision to jump in. So don't be afraid. I'm a very nice person. I take everybody's story very personal to me. I end up loving all of you, and I have some of my best friends that I've met in groups like this where I've coached women through some of their struggles. So if you're scared or you're feeling vulnerable, please don't let that be the thing that keeps you from jumping in. We are all here to help you, and we'll get through this together. So let me see what I have as far as comments. So I always start at the top and scroll down. So let me see what we got here. Hey, Michelle, Stephanie, Faith. So good to see you, Faith. Hey, Maria, Ingrid, Stephanie, Amy, Teresa. Okay, Marissa. Okay, I don't see any questions. No sound, just frozen picture, Dret. Oh, sorry, Jan. I have found that I get along with myself great now, right? Betty from Oregon. She's always on here. I love it. Being part of a group of like-minded women is empowering. The IF group is an amazing support. If you are thinking about IF, you should join. Oh, thanks, Amy. Amy's doing great in our group. I would never be doing this if I didn't have the support of a group. Oh, awesome. Yep, Margaret, the group is so fun. Can't wait to start in May. Okay, great. Everybody's coming in on May. I love it. Do you have a course in June? I'll be out of town in May, and you said that it's not a good idea to start late. Yeah, Kathy, we do everything through, everyone in the group goes through the same thing at the same time. And there's a very specific reason for that, and you have this amazing aha moment on about day 4. So I do it very purposely, even though it seems like, I would love to have just people popping in like every single day and starting their intermittent fasting journey with me, but it just doesn't, you don't get the same value out of it if you don't go through the same processes with the same women at the same time. And it's amazing. Everyone has the same experiences at the same time. And I think there's a power in that because I don't know how to explain it other than it's just magical. So you'll experience it when you get into the group. And yes, we will have a group run every month. I believe the June group is slated for June 10th. So get on my email list for sure. And then what we'll do is we just send emails out saying, hey, if you're on my email list for May and you don't join, then you get first dibs on a spot in my next group. So you'll get first dibs for a seat in June. And then you'll get registered first, and then the Facebook group first, and all that kind of stuff. So definitely just get on my email list, and I'll let you know when June's coming up. And if you can't make June, you can jump in July. We'll do it every month. I found you and can hear and see you. I'm excited to be joining you. Oh, Jen, I'm excited too. So Kathy, just get on my email list, and then we'll get you in for the June group for sure. Okay, cool. So any questions about intermittent fasting? Any questions about what I talked about tonight with like the 3 reasons why women fail? Women don't fail because intermittent fasting doesn't work. They fail because we get in our own way and we don't believe that we're deserving of having everything. And you can have your body, you can have your energy, you can reverse the aging process, you can lose unwanted body fat, you can have the body that you had in your 30s if you want. Like seriously, like the physique I have in my 50s is probably this as good as the physique that I had in my 40s right before 39 or whatever, right before I had my daughter. I had a daughter at 40. And I don't beat my body into the ground anymore. I don't deprive myself of anything that I enjoy having nutritionally. I've learned how to make decisions about what it is that I eat based on how I want to look and feel, and not what food is particularly, how it tastes. And when you get into my groups, you'll start to learn all my little isms and all the little sayings that I have. And one of the big ones that I have is hungry is where the magic happens. And you'll learn more about that in the first week of our group. And we're taught that if we're hungry, we need to feed that. And we feed that with a physical hunger, and we feed that in an emotional hungry state too. And you'll learn how to silence both of those hungers and learn how to really control your body and your hormones. So not only when you're physically hungry, you'll learn how to find peace in that state and how to really take advantage of it. And in the process of that, you also learn how to quiet down some of those emotional hungers that tend to get us in trouble as women. And then you have your support group that'll kind of get you through a bad day. So instead of reaching for food to kind of quiet your emotions or settle you down, we learn how to kind of reach inside ourselves or reach for one of our friends. And so it's amazing that all the transformations that happen in so many different ways. And I've been a health and fitness coach for 25 years. And I always say that The weight part of it is amazing, but it's expected. It's the personal and emotional transformations for people that just absolutely blow my mind. And there'll be a lot of those in these groups, because there's nothing better than getting the control back over your own life. And there's nothing better than having that happen because you made a decision to make that happen. So all those things are going to happen for you guys. And I don't know who's going to do what magical thing, but every single person in our group will have some magical moment during our time together. And that's the part that just totally fires me up and keeps me going and makes me want to find new women every single day to have an opportunity to help, because magic happens in these groups, and it starts with hunger. And because once you get the control of that hunger and you get those hunger hormones under control, there's no stopping you. And that's exactly what I want you guys to leave your time with me feeling. And I teach you, like I don't want you to have to depend on me for the rest of your life to be happy and healthy around food. I want you to have all the skills that you need. I keep no secrets. I give so much information away on YouTube and Facebook. Like, you could do it on your own. You don't even need to join one of my groups. It's more of the community that we all kind of gather up for. And so I want you to have the skills and the know-how and the knowledge and understand nutrition and your body and the hormones and everything that's going on as the process of your body, so that you're empowered to carry that forward and find someone else to help. Like, find your girlfriends, have someone in your family benefit from what it is that you're going to learn, and share that and pay it forward. And I think the more women we can be personally responsible for helping, the better the world's going to be. The better our kids are going to be, the better our relationships with our spouses are going to be, the better legacies we're going to leave for our children as we move on. My kids are not going to have to live up to a legacy of illness. My daughter's not going to have to remember her mom, if I can help it, as someone who was tired and grumpy and depressed all the time. I want my daughter to remember me being a vibrant, happy grandmother for her grandkids. And that's what we should be thinking about. Not the self-doubt, not the lack of support, not if it's going to work for me. Let's think about what kind of legacy as women we can leave for our kids and our grandkids, and what kind of life can we have with our spouse as we retire and we don't have to worry about raising kids anymore. That should be what our focus is when we're stepping into something like this with intermittent fasting. What is our future life? What do we want it to look like? Do we want to be sick and dependent on a bunch of medications and not have any energy? Or do we want to finally have this opportunity to live a life that we've hoped for when we're done raising kids and we can be our own women again? And that's what I want to empower you with, and that's what I want to have you have the skills to leave with when you exit your time with me in a group. And for most of you, I hope you don't ever exit me, because once you enter my life and we share those passionate, intimate stories with each other, we end up being friends forever. So jump in if this sounds like something that you think you would benefit from, or if you think that you can learn something and carry the torch and help another woman in your life. So don't let those 3 things that commonly keep women from being successful with intermittent fasting be that thing that keeps you from being successful, because you deserve it. You deserve to look your best. You deserve to feel your best, and you definitely deserve to live your most authentic life. Okay, Kathleen, cool. It's a struggle I need to master. I'm part of your May group. Okay, Kathleen, your struggle will be over in literally like a few weeks. So most women in my group find, and some of the women are in here, Ingrid, you can say, Michelle, Stephanie, Amy, it takes the first week. And then after that, we just fine tune everything. So technically I could have a 7-day intermittent fasting group, but I'm kind of selfish and I like to hang out with you guys a little bit longer. So I just extend it out to 30 days so that I make sure before I set you free that you are confident in what it is you're doing, so that you can live this for your lifestyle. That there's no end date to this plan. It is for forever for you. And there's no rules to it. You design it the way you want it to be for you and your lifestyle. And if one day doesn't work out perfectly for you, then you just pick up the very next day. There's nothing that you can do wrong with this except just choose not to do it. Okay, so I am going to get off of here if there's no more questions. Okay, Amy, thanks so much. So Amy's Amy's my cousin, so I don't pay her to say anything nice. She actually is getting great results. So she's one of my star faster pupils. I call her a pro faster. So when you kind of like hit your results with fasting and you're nailing your fasting windows and you're pushing them farther than you ever dreamed you could, then you become a pro faster is what I call you. Okay, cool. So I'm going to jump off because as you guys know, if you've watched me on Wednesday nights, Wednesday is the night that my husband and I watch Empire. And so we sit on the couch and we have our kind of quiet adult time together and we watch our TV show. So I'm going to jump off. If you guys have any questions and you're catching this in the rebroadcast or a recording, or you find it on YouTube or Facebook later, definitely feel free to message me if you have any concerns or you're feeling nervous about anything, or you just want to kind of share your story with me and see if this might be beneficial to you. I answer all those messages. I try to stay very diligent about them and get them answered quickly. I won't be able to do that as much when our group starts, because once our group starts, I'm 100% to get dedicated to my people. So get your questions answered now. Don't hesitate to jump in. There's nothing that you have to fear. If you're in there and you're absolutely miserable, I will send you your money back as fast as I possibly can, because I want you to be happy and I don't want you to have a bitter taste in your mouth about another quote unquote diet that didn't work for you. This is not a diet. It's a lifestyle overhaul, and you do definitely deserve to have the opportunity to have this work for you. And I will work with you as long as I need to make sure that you leave your time with me feeling successful. So as always, I appreciate you guys taking time out of your personal life to spend time with me. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your feedback. And I will be here again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you have a topic that you would like me to discuss, or a question about intermittent fasting that's kind of weighing on your mind, definitely shoot it over to me. If I don't have an immediate answer, I will do my research so that when I come up here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be able to give you factual and scientifically backed information to help you on your journey and get your question answered. If you know of any friends that you think might benefit from this, always feel free to share either my page or my YouTube channel or one of these broadcasts with them. And you can have them contacting me by email if you'd like me to talk to them personally. I would love to get them involved with you. It's always much more fun to do with friends. And then I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to jump off. I will keep rattling forever if I don't. Thank you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.